Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, March 1st, 2016. My name is Cliff Backus, and this is your PushButtonStockTrading.com daily video market review. Much of what we do at Push Button Stock Trading is based in part or in full on William O'Neill's classic book, How to Make Money in Stocks. O'Neill utilizes the acronym CANSLIM to identify the important elements of what he's looking for in a trade. The C in CANSLIM stands for current quarterly earnings and sales and reminds us that we should be looking for stocks that have a minimum of 25% year-over-year increases in quarterly earnings and sales, and preferably accelerating earnings and or sales. The L in CANSLIM stands for leader or laggard. It's important that we identify where the leadership in the market is. To this end, we use HGSI, High Growth Stock Investors, Spectrum Analyzer to identify market leadership on a daily basis. So let's get started with that. Yesterday, of the top 100 most powerful stocks in the most powerful industry groups, 13 came from the semiconductor industry, 11 came from restaurants, 7 from apparel, footwear, and accessory design, 7 came from precious metals, and then rounding out the top 5, we had telecommunication carriers with 4. We've been seeing a lot of semiconductor devices and restaurants recently. We've been seeing a fair amount of apparel and footwear recently. We've also been seeing precious metals mining recently. These might be good places to begin looking for strength in the market. Let's begin today by taking a look at the Russell 2000. As we've been noting recently, the Russell 2000, I believe, is the key to the market going forward. And the key to the Russell 2000 is this level of resistance right here in the 1040 area. Notice how yesterday, briefly, we poked above that area and balked at our 50-day moving average, which we show here in red. We closed below that 1040 area. We really need to recapture the 1040 area before I'm going to get awfully bullish on this market. Let's see what the NASDAQ Composite's up to. But before we do that, the M in the CANSLIM acronym stands for market, and to my way of thinking is the most important element. So let's take a look at the market. After a higher open yesterday, stocks spent the session giving back all of their gains to close lower on heavier trading volume. A lower close on heavier trade gave us distribution days across the board. The first day for the S&P, this was a second consecutive day of distribution, or professional selling for the NASDAQ. Distribution has been relatively absent from the market since we confirmed the current uptrend on February 18th. That noted, our market timing model's on a margin signal. A margin signal is our most aggressively bullish signal, and indicates that aggressive traders can leverage their portfolios utilizing margin. More conservative traders should be working toward fully invested. A word of caution. Our market timing model is a mechanical signal. When certain conditions are met, it mechanically changes, and in this case, it changed to a margin signal. There are very few stocks in our universal watch list that are setting up and I would consider improper bases, much less providing buying opportunities. So be careful. In spite of the market weakness yesterday, advancing issues edged decliners by an 11 to 10 margin, and the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline line is starting to look a little more bullish. New highs bettered new lows. Our overbought, oversold indicator is indicating a neutral condition in the market. For the first time in a while, small capitalization stocks outperformed large yesterday, although large caps continued to handily outperform on a 10-day moving average basis. Small caps typically outperform in bull markets. This remains a volatile and somewhat unpredictable market, so be careful. Okay, yesterday, the NASDAQ closed down 32.52 points, or 0.71%. We closed at 45.57. Notice how we started the day trading much higher and closed at the very low for the day. bulls would prefer to see us close higher in the trading session. Trading volume yesterday was heavier than the prior day, giving us a distribution day. For you followers of William O'Neill, we are in a confirmed uptrend in the market. We have been since February 18th. Right now, the NASDAQ composite is bracketed by support down here in the 4506 area and resistance at this trend line. This trend line goes all the way back to the beginning of the bull market back in 2009. Before we get to that trend line, we have resistance right here at the 50-day moving average. That's worth keeping an eye on. If we were to break through the trend line, our next area of significant resistance is up here in the 4900 area. Finally, our market timing model is indicating a margin signal on the market. Margin signals are our most aggressively bullish signal and indicates aggressive traders can leverage their portfolios utilizing margin. More conservative traders should be working toward fully invested. See what the S&P 500's up to. S&P yesterday lost 15.82 points or 0.81%. We closed at 1932.23. Trading volume was heavier than the prior day, giving us a distribution day, our first since confirmation of the uptrend back on February 18th. Right now, the S&P seems to be struggling with this trend line. Again, this trend line is the 2009 to today trend line. After capturing the trend line yesterday, after recapturing the trend line on Friday of last week, we undercut the trend line again today. So right now the S&P 500 is bracketed by support down here in the 1867 area and resistance at this trend line. If we were to take that trend line out, our next significant area of resistance is up here in the 1993 range. Our market timing model is on a margin signal. Before we go, I want to talk a little bit about our universal watch list. Our universal watch list is made up of stocks that meet at least 72% of 25 strict technical and fundamental criteria. Generally, we have between 50 and 190 stocks on our universal watch list. Currently, we have a total of 18 stocks. This is a little bit of a concern, and that's why I've been a little bit hesitant to get excited about, or one of the reasons that I've been a little bit hesitant to get excited about the margin timing signal that we're seeing in our market timing model right now. Of those 18 stocks on our universal watch list, we are beginning to see some stocks that are setting up some decent looking bases, and that's a little bit encouraging to the bulls. Before we go, I want to talk about one stock, National Storage Affiliates. National Storage Affiliates is a real estate investment trust that owns, operates, and acquires self-storage properties in the top 100 U.S. metropolitan areas. We've been watching National Storage for a while. National recently broke out of a second stage base with a pivot point in the $17.94 area. National gets a 72% checklist rating, which recently is a pretty darn good rating. The real estate investment trust industry has been strong, as has been illustrated by our Spectrum Analyzer recently. Notice how we broke out of this second stage base on heavy trading volume last week. Yesterday, National was down just a little bit and is still well within our buy range. We're trading at $18.09 right now, just a little bit above our pivot point. NSA, National Storage Affiliates, can be bought here by aggressive traders, can be bought here by more conservative traders as well. That's about all I have for today. If you want to talk about any of the stocks mentioned today or any of our market strategies, please feel free to give me a call, drop me an email, or make an appointment. Come by the office, see what we're up to. Contact information is on the home page. Please take a minute to go to our subscription page and subscribe to Push Button Stock Trading. You can also follow us on Twitter at push button stock. Again, my name is Cliff Backus. That's your daily video market review. Have a safe and profitable day. Keep your stops in place, and I will see you again tomorrow. Please stay tuned for our important disclaimers. All the best. Disclaimers. Push Button Stock Trading Video Market Review is produced and edited by Clifford B. Backus. Mr. Backus is a Senior Vice President of Investments, Technical Analyst, Portfolio Manager, and Partner with the investment firm of Ohanneson Liqueurs Incorporated. Video Market Review is produced solely for the benefit of our clients, friends, and colleagues. Anything written, stolen, and/or plagiarized in this publication is done without malice. Further, the analysis and opinions expressed in this publication are strictly those of the editor and not of Ohanneson Liqueurs Incorporated, its affiliates, subsidiaries, or any of the officers or employees of Ohanneson Liqueurs, Inc. On that note, we submit the following. The analysis, calculations, and evaluations presented herein are based on data and assumptions Ohanneson Liqueurs Incorporated believes to be accurate. Ohanneson Liqueurs Incorporated makes no representation that such analysis or calculations are accurate or that such valuations represent levels at which actual trades may occur. This report has been prepared from original sources, except where otherwise noted, and data we believe to be reliable. Ohanneson Liqueurs, Inc., its affiliates and subsidiaries, and/or their officers and employees or their families may from time to time acquire, hold, or sell a position in the securities mentioned herein. Moreover, opinions may differ from one entity to the next. If we are used in connection with the purchase or sale of any security discussed in this report, we may act as principal for our own account or as agent for both the buyer and the seller. Push Button Stock Trading is dedicated to the education of friends, clients, and paid subscribers. Push Button Stock Trading is an information service only. The information provided herein is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell stocks of any kind. Push Button Stock Trading is created to aid subscribers in making informed investment decisions based wholly or in part on technical analysis. It's possible that at this time or some subsequent date, the editors of Push Button Stock Trading may own, buy, or sell the investments presented. All investors should consult a qualified professional before making any investment. The information provided has been obtained from sources deemed to be reliable, but it is not guaranteed as to the accuracy or completeness. The editors of Push Button Stock Trading make every effort to provide timely information to subscribers, but cannot guarantee specific delivery times due to factors beyond our control.